everyone, it's Teresa from Slow Paths Wellness, and today I wanted to talk to you about the difference between a modality practice and a wellness or problem-solving practice. For many, many years, because my official designation in the state of Virginia is licensed acupuncturist, I described what I do as providing acupuncture in order to help health issues. That always frustrated me a little bit, and I couldn't quite put my finger on why, but recently I've been taking some classes with some people, and I realized that it's because that's not even remotely near what I actually do. My primary offering is not, in fact, acupuncture, even though that is something I'm extremely well trained in. I studied it for 20 years, and I also, in my master's degree program, I have at least 1,000 hours of training, depending on how you add up the internships and the different parts of the training. But that's not what I do. What I do is I use the things that I've learned in various forms of natural medicine to help you with your health goals, to help you feel better, to help you have less chance of getting a bad disease like diabetes or cancer, to help you with the issues you're having currently, whether that's sleep issues or depression or fatigue or neuropathy or whatever's going on, is to help your body find the way to balance itself, to give your body, your nervous system, your emotional, mental system what it needs so that it can fix itself to the greatest extent that it possibly can, and to be able to offer you good information about when it's time to go to another practitioner. Maybe you do actually need to go to a doctor. Maybe there is a surgery that's necessary. But a lot of times there isn't. A lot of times there's testing we can do for more information. There are the tools of East Asian medicine where we're checking your pulse and your tongue and doing a detailed diagnosis using diagnostic criteria that have been used for thousands and thousands of years. And that's what I provide. I provide my experience and my training, and I help you develop the skills, the habits, and the different ways of being that give you your best movement towards health. So, for example, many times when people would come in, what I would find out is they're exhausted. Now, they're not exhausted because they have anemia or because they have Lyme disease or something like that. Now, sometimes they are as well, but a lot of times they're exhausted because they're just doing too much. And so we find out, why are you doing too much? And we find out it's because they don't have great personal boundaries. They let people step into things and make decisions for them that are their own decisions to make. And as I realized what a big problem that was, probably more than 10 or 15 years ago now, and I realized that I didn't yet have the tools to be able to help people with that, I went and took some coaching classes. I learned some motivational interviewing. I learned the skills that I would need to learn so that I can help people sit down and say, okay, I'm trying to do 26 hours of work in a 24-hour day, and that doesn't even allow for time for sleep. How can we rearrange that? How can we say, okay, this is not actually my responsibility, or this is a responsibility I can delegate to someone else? So basically teaching people how to be leaders in their own life. And that led me to realize that health, self-care, wellness care, taking care of your emotional resilience and the way that you give your body the nutrients that it needs through food and through supplementation, and the way that you choose whether or not to exercise, the way you choose to look at life, the beliefs that you decide that you're going to have versus the beliefs you may have grown up with that didn't quite fit what you needed to be able to live the life you want to live, that's a lot of what I provide as well. So at Slow Paths Wellness, we take wherever you are, we figure out where you want to go, and then we use every tool I have in my toolbox, every tool you have in your toolbox. A lot of times you find out you actually have tools to be able to fix this. You know how to buy healthier food. You just don't know how to cook it yet, or you don't know how to convince your family that they'll like it, or you don't know how to tell your boss that you need extra time in your life so that you can get more rest. But that you have the tools. You actually have a lot more tools a lot of times than you realize you do. At least that's how I found out about myself when I was doing my own journey into health. And we help take those tools together and apply them so that you can get to where you want to go. And a lot of times that means a lot less intervention from other people. As you develop in yourself and you give your body what it needs, our bodies are just, they're made to be healthy. And a lot of times they will take up the slack. And then we can go from where they don't, and then we can continue problem solving. We can decide, well, okay, at this point we probably want to go ahead and have this thing checked out. You need to go to your doctor and ask them about, do I need imaging for this particular issue? We need to get some more input from someone with a different kind of education who is more specialized in specific, more intervention, stronger intervention, more invasive interventions if necessary. But a lot of times those interventions become unnecessary as you give your body and your mind and your emotions what they need to be healthy. So when you think about health, I'd like for you to think about it more as a system of steps of getting yourself in a position where more health can come to you, rather than a position of something's wrong with me and I need to fix it. Because even the symptoms that we have are generally your body trying to make the best it can out of what it's given. So a lot of times symptoms that have to do with digestion are because the things that you're being fed, or the emotional state you're in when you're eating it, or the amount that you're moving around is not giving your body what it needs to break food down well. So it's getting as many nutrients as it can out of the food. It just doesn't have exactly what it needs to get that last little bit that is going to make the difference between having a stomach ache when you eat spicy food or not having a stomach ache. Sometimes you find out that it's just a matter that right now you're at a state that you have to make a few more restrictions in what you do to rebuild, and then you can open back up again. So general health is a series of interlocking systems working well together. When that happens, you may not be perfectly healthy yet. That's a journey, but you're going on the right path. You'll be further along than if you weren't being your body's best friend and taking care of yourself well and giving yourself the compassionate self-care that is really one of our basic responsibilities to ourselves in order to be able to give the things that we have to give to the world. I hope that's a encouraging thought, and you can feel free to contact me. There are links down at the bottom of the video here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.